My family has owned land on both sides of Red Rock Lake for over a century. Years ago, we built a sturdy wooden bridge that connected our ranch house to the supply shed and barn across the water. It wasn't flashy, but it was vital for our work and fully permitted. But then came the HOA. They developed a luxury resort community just downstream. Condos, boat docks, and a pretentious clubhouse with lakefront dining. Their board thought their money gave them power. They offered to buy out the bridge, claiming it ruined the lake's natural view. I refused. That's when things turned nasty. One morning, I arrived at the lake to find the bridge gone, sawn clean off at both ends and floating in pieces along the shore. No notice, no warning, just destruction. A neighbor told me he saw HOA contractors cutting it down at dawn. Their excuse? Community improvement. I nearly exploded, but instead of shouting, I smiled. Because there was one thing the HOA hadn't considered: I own the dam. That's right. My great-grandfather built it in 1932, and while the resort leased lake access, the water rights and control of the dam still legally belonged to my family. So I made a few calls. Confirmed everything was still on paper. Then I turned the wheel. Over the next 24 hours, Red Rock Lake slowly dropped. First, the fishing docks went dry. Then the jet skis sat in the mud. By the third day, the entire lakefront resort looked like a desert basin. Dead fish flopped in the sand while HOA executives panicked and screamed into their phones. They sent lawyers. They threatened. I handed over deeds, legal maps, and a list of damages, including the cost to rebuild my bridge, compensation for trespassing, and a warning. This lake stays dry until I'm paid in full. It took less than a week. They wired the money, every penny plus interest, and signed a legal agreement to never touch anything on my property again. Once the funds cleared, I shut the dam, and the lake slowly refilled. But the resort's reputation? Ruined. Bookings plummeted. And that $100 million paradise? Now, just a soggy mess with an angry board and a humbled HOA. Mess with my land, and I'll drain your empire. For more savage HOA revenge stories, subscribe now to the HOA Stories.